It's time for the high school game of the week on Wichita's sports leader, ESPN Wichita 92.3 FM. Now let's go live to courtside.
Welcome in to the high school game of the week here on ESPN Wichita 92.3 FM. The first edition of the high school game of the week here on the basketball floor, as we have girls basketball action between Kapaun and Wichita Southeast going on right now in the third quarter of action, as the Lady Crusaders lead the Southeast Buffaloes 37-32. I want to say thank you so much for joining us here on tonight's edition, special edition here on the YouTube page to open the season for banner night between the Kapaun Crusaders and the Southeast Buffaloes. It is an exciting matchup between two City League rivals, both of them looking to build off of impressive seasons on the boys' side. And on the girls' side, it is a tight ball game, and the Crusaders coming in after a 12-9 season a year ago. They control a 37-33 lead after the free throw from Kamaria Mercy. Her first points of the action is Southeast at the line. It is Mercy at the line, the 5'6" freshman, making her first high school appearance. And if you hear me saying shot clock tonight, it'll be the first time we say it here in the high school ranks. So the first time in Kansas high school basketball history, we have shot clock action here in the City League. And it is in effect this evening, and it is down. It is a 35-second shot clock. It is not implemented across the state, but here in the Wichita Metro, it is in full effect this season, as Wichita Southeast trailing Kapaun 37-34 in the third quarter of action. I want to say thank you so much for joining us here on the YouTube page. We've got a long night of basketball action as the Lady Crusaders are wrapping up here, and we'll get to see the men's team coming up around 7:30, 7:40-ish, I would assume. As that shot missed inside by Ella Rudy, the rebound hauled in for Southeast, and up ahead of the pack is Queen Chalmers. Left side block shot, layup will not fall, and that contested that time by Emily Jacobs, making the play that time defensively for the Crusaders, who are now on the runaway. Down the low block, Rudy lowers the shoulder, can't get it to go, blocked by Janessa Franklin. Back up, and another rebound for the Crusaders, as it's now in the hands of McCoy Pfister. As now, here come the Crusaders. Nice pass in the feed and dumped inside. It's Zoe Buckner Franklin, the transfer from Wichita Independent, a state champion as a freshman at Independent last season. She now comes to Kapaun and is looking to help the Crusaders in their pursuit of an impressive season this year. They lead at 39-34 with 2 to play in this third quarter. As that pass almost goes awry, Alana Webb behind the back. Three-point shot straight away will not fall. Janessa Franklin, the 6'3" senior, the rebound. Kick out three will not fall. Left side wing from Kamaria Mercy. And now the Crusaders control it. Here in transition to the right side with it, here's Ellie Knipp. And she has it, now throwing a awry pass into the backcourt. It's Queen Chalmers on the runaway. Left block shot is up, no good, can't get it to go. And the defense that time was from Zoe Buckner Franklin, and unable to get it to go that time, but the rebound ended up going and being deflected off of a Crusader. That was Buckner Franklin that it was deflected off of. And now the Buffaloes control it underneath. Shot clock stays at 18 here with 1:33 to play in the third quarter. And we're going to get a sideline warning now on the Southeast bench. Donald Dixon, one of his assistants, talking to the near side official. And it's set to inbound on the right side block. Here's Chalmers looking to get it in. Throws it, and it's going to be tipped into the hands, and now Alana Webb controls it left side wing. To the corner, driving is Franklin. Now kick back out to Webb. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Webb tries a three, left corner, and she drills it. 39-37. Crusaders, their lead trimmed to 2. A big-time shot there from Alana Webb. She's got a game-high 17 for the Buffaloes. And now a three to match it. Zoe Buckner Franklin from the right wing. And a back-and-forth affair between the Crusaders and the Buffaloes is ensuing. Layup inside off the bank. Alana Webb having a game of horse with Zoe Buckner Franklin. It's 42-39 with under a minute to play in the third quarter. Alana Webb, the 5'6" senior, having an impressive season debut with 19 to lead the way for Southeast. Driving inside Buckner Franklin. Lost it for a bit, gets it back, goes up, doesn't get it to fall, the block. And now the runaway, Queen Chalmers left side, layup won't fall, and it's all air. Rebounded by Rachel Collins. And now a three on the way. Buckner Franklin off right side. Won't fall. Ella Rudy backside board. Her putback off the glass and good. Ella Rudy lead back up to 5 for Kapaun with 20 to play in the third quarter. Shot clock turned off with 15. Top with it now is Alana Webb. And her pass almost goes out of bounds. Taken away. Now Southeast has it back. 3 in the corner for Viviana Wall. Will not fall. Rebound Crusaders down to 3, down to 2. And a last second heave from Franklin is up, and it is short, no good. And the Crusaders will control a 44-39 lead as we head into the fourth quarter of the girls' action here in the high school game of the week on ESPN Wichita. Check, check. Check, check. Sorry about that. Some technical difficulties here as Kapaun leads it 60-53. I want to welcome you into another edition of the High School Game of the Week here on ESPN Wichita 92.3 FM here on the YouTube page. Had some technical difficulties there with the soundboard, but we are alive and well here from Kapaun Mount Carmel High School as it is 60-53. Catching up to action here, Kapaun led in scoring by Zoe Buckner-Franklin, the independent transfer who averaged 20 a game a year ago for the state champion Panthers. Now coming over to Kapaun, she has 28 to her name tonight in her Kapaun debut. On the other side for Southeast, it's Alana Webb who has 26 in the ball game. And it is a 60-53 ball game, and it is now a year where we have a shot clock. So this is going to matter in this last minute 5 with Kapaun leading 60-53. Southeast will have to go in a hurry, and Kapaun will now have to shoot some shots as a fadeaway 3 is good from Alana Webb. It's a 4-point game. Off the inbound, she hits it from curry range. She's got a game-high 29. And a foul is going to be called. Talisha Williams of Southeast coming in and checking Zoe Buckner-Franklin, and that will put her at the line and probably the last person that they want to see at the line here. 60-56, Alana Webb as well as Queen Chalmers have led the way for this Southeast team. An impressive showing for the Buffaloes, who were 11-11 a year ago, as Buckner-Franklin hits the first free throw. 61-56 now the score. The second one coming up here for Buckner-Franklin. And it is up, and it is good. Now 30 in the ball game for Buckner-Franklin, and back to a 6-point lead. In transition, here's Queen Chalmers to the corner, trying to drive. This is Wall. Back out to Chalmers, trying to get it in the hands of Webb. Picking up her dribble is Chalmers. Webb, step back, way downtown. Will not fall. Rebound tipped, and into the hands of the Buffaloes. Here's Keasia Allen. She lines up a 3. Will not fall, and a rebound inside by Phoebe Laufer. Into the hands of Buckner-Franklin as she will retreat, and I do not think Southeast will foul, although I will not put my record on it, as it's inside of the elbow. Now kicked off. Shot clock is turned off here. As throwing it to the right side block, here's Ella Rudy. Now back outside, and it looks like Southeast is going to back off, as they're still going for the basketball, but it doesn't look like they will foul. Now down to 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Kapaun Mount Carmel girls start their season with a 62-56 win here in their home gym against Southeast. An impressive debut for Zoe Buckner-Franklin, 30 points to her name, and a 62-56 win for the Crusaders. Coming up next, it will be the Four Seasons RV pregame show. Four Seasons RV in Abilene is your premier destination for the latest travel trailers, fifth wheels, and toy haulers. And that is coming up next in the Four Seasons RV pregame show here in the High School Game of the Week on ESPN Wichita 92.3 FM.
Got broken or foggy windows? At The Glass Guru, we specialize in both repairing and replacing your windows. Our glass repair services can bring your windows back to life, saving you time, money, and the hassle of full window replacement. Whether it's repairing or replacing, we're your go-to glass experts. Call The Glass Guru today at 316-440-4944 or visit theglassguru.com. Mention this ad for up to $92.30 off your next service.
Restore, repair, replace. The Glass Guru.
Four Seasons RV in Abilene is your premier destination for the highest quality travel trailers, fifth wheelers, and toy haulers in Kansas. If you travel for sports, tailgates, or like to kick back at the lake, now is the time to check into kansasrv.com for the best selection on closeout deals. ESPN Wichita listeners can save an additional $1,000 by mentioning ESPN. Check out kansasrv.com for the best recreational vehicles today.
Life's best moments seem to slip by too quickly. The celebrations with loved ones, the simple pleasures and cherished memories. And while you can't make those moments last longer, you can partner with a bank that provides you with reliable, accessible service and useful tools that help you save money as well as time. Because understanding there's nothing more important than your today That's our tradition. InTrust Bank. Tradition for today. Member FDIC.
It's time for the high school game of the week on Wichita's sports leader, ESPN Wichita 92.3 FM. Now let's go live to courtside.
Welcome into Kapaun Mount Carmel High School here for the Four Seasons RV pregame show. Four Seasons RV in Abilene is your premier destination for the highest quality travel trailers, fifth wheels, and toy haulers in Kansas. If you travel for sports, tailgates, or like to kick back at the lakes, now is time to check into kansasrv.com for the best selection on closeout deals. Remember, ESPN Wichita listeners can save an additional $1,000 by mentioning ESPN. Check out kansasrv.com for the best recreational vehicles today. We've got a doozy coming up here as Kapaun is looking to defend their 5A title. And they have an upset-happy Southeast team on the docket this evening. It'll be the reigning 5A champions, Kapaun Mount Carmel, playing Wichita Southeast here in a City League battle that I'm very interested in seeing how these two teams shape up this year. Both teams losing a lot of talent from a season ago. We'll start with the home team, the Kapaun Crusaders. They have been a stalwart here in the City League, in 5A here in the state of Kansas, ever since Steve Eck took over here in his fourth season at Kapaun with a 66-7 record, winning his first state title at Kapaun last year. It was a really fun year for the Crusaders. We saw them, and I want to say 4 games last year, but it is a little bit of a different lineup for the Crusaders this year. They lose 3 all-conference players from a season ago, headlined by Will Thingvall, who is now redshirting as a walk-on at Kansas. He averaged 19 a game last year, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. He was a really impressive player last year for Kapaun and has done a great job of just representing this campus. I really enjoyed watching Will during his time here at Kapaun. He is, you never cheer for teams, but you cheer for players. He's a great kid and enjoyed watching him. And he was a really fun player to watch, and I've been enjoying seeing how he's developed at the University of Kansas. They also lose Tegan Charles, who was an All-City League honorable mention player a season ago, just a rebounding machine last year for Kapaun. They lose him, as well as Brooks Powers, who was kind of the Swiss Army knife for this offensive attack. Now he moves on to the college level. And for Kapaun, they do return some impressive players. Corbin Johnson, one of their top returners. Corey Daniels started some last season. And then, of course, Rocco Keller, who was their 5th starter a season ago. So 3 guys that started in last year's lineup. And the headline, really, in my opinion, is Corbin Johnson, first team all-conference a season ago, has some offers at the Division I level, Division II level, and the NAI level here locally with friends. Averaged 14 a game last year, a sharpshooter who they had to guard him getting off the bus. He can shoot it from anywhere in the gym, shot at 53% from downtown a season ago. He is an impressive shooter, and he will look to step into that alpha role for Kapaun this year as their leading go-to guy. He'll be joined by Blaze Dallion, who is not in the lineup this evening. He is injured tonight. He will not play, but he's a stretch big man at 6'5" as a sophomore. Hit some big threes down the stretch last year for Kapaun in their postseason run. The game that they had, I believe it was against Highland Park. He had a big 3 in overtime in that game. The freshman stepped up on big occasions, and they'll be looking for him to step into a bigger role. Other players to look out for, we mentioned Rocco Keller, who played sparingly as a freshman and has a very high ceiling at 6'5" as a junior. I think he has a chance to be the best player on this Kapaun team this year if he can continue to develop. He got some playing sorry about that. As talking about Rocco Keller, he's got a very high ceiling. He's going to be a very talented player going forward this year. But last year was a bit of a learning curve for him. Stepping into the starting lineup, he did not really improve as much as this coaching staff probably wanted him to in season. But having an off season, he's one of the top receivers on the football team. I think Rocco Keller has the highest ceiling on this basketball team, and he is an impressive athlete at 6'5" and a junior. Other players to keep an eye out for, Kyle Kea. On the football field, one of the best players in the state, committing to Oklahoma State. He is going to be playing basketball this year for the Crusaders. It's incredible to think about that. But Kyle Kia will be on the hardwood this year for Kapaun, a 6'4 senior committed to play at Oklahoma State. Not sure what to expect this year from Kyle, but I'm sure they are excited to see him. Other players to keep an eye out for, Corey Daniels, who last season really didn't see much of him. He was kind of a role player, would come in and mop up duty to play some guard. And then all of a sudden, in the state tournament, against the best guard in the state, David Coben, Corey Daniels gets the assignment. And not only does he get the assignment, he did an incredible job for Kapaun and continues to grow into a role. Now as a 5'11 senior, I think he has a chance to be a 3-and-D guard for this team, stepping into a bigger role as a senior. Other players, Owen Herlocker, 6'5 senior forward, Blaze Dalian, like we said, Mason Collins, a 6'3 junior, not in the lineup tonight, Jackson Gosh, Gabe Adams. This is a loaded and lengthy Kapaun offensive attack, and they'll be looking to improve upon that and continue to improve with some young guys stepping into bigger roles this season. Coming up next, we'll give you a preview of what to expect from the Wichita Southeast Buffaloes. That's coming up next here on the High School Game of the Week on ESPN Wichita, 92.3 FM.
Got pets that need to go outside? The Glass Guru of Wichita has the perfect solution. We install high-quality, commercial-grade pet doors through the glass in your patio door, giving your pets the freedom they need while keeping your home secure and stylish. Pets big and small, we fit them all. Call the pet door experts at the Glass Guru of Wichita at 316-440-4944 or visit theglassguru.com. Mention this ad for $92.30 off a pet.
Restore, repair,
Four
replace.
Seasons RV
the
in
Glass
Abilene is
Guru.
your premier destination for the highest quality travel trailers, fifth wheelers, and toy haulers in Kansas. If you travel for sports, tailgates, or like to kick back at the lake, now is the time to check into kansasrv.com for the best selection on closeout deals. ESPN Wichita listeners can save an additional $1,000 by mentioning ESPN. Check out kansasrv.com for the best recreational vehicles today.
Today, you're building your small business project by project. Today, every little detail matters, including your bank. Free small business checking from Intrust Bank. 0 fees and access to small business experts for additional support. Free small business checking from Intrust Bank. Tradition for today. Member FDIC.
Back here from Kapaun Mount Carmel High School, it's the high Back here from Kapaun Mount Carmel High School, it's the High School Game of the Week on ESPN Wichita 92.3 FM. Having some technical difficulties here. Blame me. We don't have a board up tonight. I'm managing it myself, and it continues to be an issue. So sorry about that. But, yeah, here in the Four Seasons RV pregame show, Just a reminder, Four Seasons RV in Abilene, your premier destination for the highest quality travel trailers, fifth wheels, and toy haulers in Kansas. And there's no better gift for that traveling uncle of yours than an RV. And I think the Four Seasons RV in Abilene is the best place to get them. Go check them out. Four Seasons RV in Abilene. KansasRV.com is the best place to check them out online. Taking a look at Wichita Southeast coming into this season off an 11-10 season a year ago. An up and down season for Wichita Southeast, a very streaky team, but it was a very young team a season ago. I think that you kind of had to expect some growing pains from Southeast a year ago, and you kind of got it. But you also saw the potential that this team has in multiple different areas. Last season, they go 11-10, finishing in fourth in the City League. A very streaky team that is looking to make state for the first time since their third place finish in 2019 when they were led by future NAIA All-American and current Fordham star Jackie Johnson III. This was a very streaky team last year, something you get often when you have a young team, and they were very streaky a season ago. They started the season 1-4 with some blowout losses. They lost in blowout fashion to Kapaun, to Northwest, to Heights, and they had a close win against Bishop Carroll to open the season. Then the midseason tournament happened, and that is always a point of reference sometimes when you see teams make a late season push. The midseason tournament is something that you kind of have to look at, and it was an impressive run. I mean, this is a Southeast team that in their tournament they faced Maize South, who ended up getting fourth in 5A. They were the number one team in 5A at the time. Shawnee Mission East, a very good Shawnee Mission East team, and then they got to beat up on Newton a bit in their consolation game. After that, they went on a bit of a roll. They won 6 straight games in January. They upset Bishop Carroll. They won against Wichita West in dramatic fashion. They put up $1.10, $1 and a dime on Wichita North in an 110-19 win. And then it only got better from there for Southeast. They take on Wichita Northwest, a team that would go on to get fourth in 6A. They win in overtime, 76-72, and the good fortune didn't stop there for the Buffs as they took on the number one team in 6A and in the future runner-up, Wichita Heights. It went on to win 59-58 in dramatic comeback fashion, the magnum opus for the Southeast team in that matchup. They now look to face Kapaun tonight, but they'll be a little bit different than they were a season ago. They lost 70% of their scoring from last year's team, headlined by 6'7" Anthony Granger, who was an all-league forward a season ago. He moves on to PHH Prep in Phoenix, Arizona. They also lose DJ Brown, an in-city transfer going to Northwest, looking to help the Grizzlies capitalize off of an impressive state tournament run a season ago. But returning for them in the backcourt is Preston Dinn, a senior at 5'7" that averaged 5 and 5 a year ago. They'll be looking to him to step into a bit larger role this season. We'll see if he can do that coming into this season, his senior season for Preston Dinn, as well as Jamarcus Robinson, who last season was a big man inside, 6'5" wing that was a bully on the interior. And then they also bring in a transfer in Parker Hardgrave, who averaged 13 and 6 a season ago at Wichita South, a 3-year letter winner for Wichita South. He comes over to Southeast, and he'll be in the starting lineup tonight for Southeast. Also joined in the starting lineup by Colin Laws, who is their returning leading scorer from a season ago in which he averaged 7 points and 4 rebounds for Southeast. So that's what you can expect from both of these sides tonight. I'm really intrigued to see how both of them go. You know, this is going to be an exciting matchup regardless of who was returning for either side. Obviously, both sides losing some key players, but Southeast, a team that last year had a flair for the dramatic and some upset wins. We'll see if they have that on the horizon this evening as they take on Kapaun. When we come back, we'll give you starting lineups and much more, wrapping up the Four Seasons RV pregame show and the high school game of the week on ESPN Wichita, 92.3 FM.
Got broken or foggy windows? At The Glass Guru, we specialize in both repairing and replacing your windows. Our glass repair services can bring your windows back to life, saving you time, money, and the hassle of full window replacement. Whether it's repairing or replacing, we're your go-to glass experts. Call The Glass Guru today at 316-440-4944 or visit theglassguru.com. Mention this ad for up to $92.30 off your next service.
Restore, repair, replace. The Glass Guru.
Four Seasons RV in Abilene is your premier destination for the highest quality travel trailers, fifth wheelers, and toy haulers in Kansas. If you travel for sports, tailgates, or like to kick back at the lake, now is the time to check into KansasRV.com for the best selection on closeout deals. ESPN Wichita listeners can save an additional $1,000 by mentioning ESPN. Check out KansasRV.com for the best recreational vehicles today.
Life's best moments seem to slip by too quickly. The celebrations with loved ones, the simple pleasures and cherished memories. And while you can't make those moments last longer, you can partner with a bank that provides you with reliable, accessible service and useful tools that help you save money as well as time. Because understanding there's nothing more important than your today, that's our tradition. InTrust Bank. Tradition for today. Member FDIC.
Back here from Cape and Mount Carmel High School, it's the High School Game of the Week on ESPN Wichita on the YouTube page, as we have a fun matchup tonight between Southeast and Kapaun here in City League action. This is a really fun weekend of basketball here in the city as we're looking at the schedule from around the area. There was a lot of matchups that we were considering, and over at Derby going on tonight. Two teams that last season were in the tops, near the tops of their respective AVCTL divisions. Very interested in seeing how that matchup turns out. Looking at other ones, Circle hosting Abilene, Goddard Eisenhower hosting Mays South. What does Mays South look like this season? And then looking into the City League, there's some really fun matchups as well. Heights in North, that is where, I don't know if that'll be an exciting matchup, but Heights, what'll they look like this season? And then looking at Wichita Northwest, they have Wichita South on the docket tonight. So we got some fun matchups tonight. This is a really interesting season across the area. And, when I was putting together this schedule, it's not like last season when you're outright, okay, here's this team that's going to be a really good team and, top five, or whatever you want to call it in this specific classification. This is a very balanced area, metro this season, whether you want to talk about 5A, 4A, or even here in 6A. There's going to be some really exciting matchups on a week-in, week-out basis, and we cannot wait to give those to you here in the High School Game of the Week. Be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube page and continue to follow us on social media. We have our Game of the Week schedule already posted. Go check that out on our social media page. It is going to be a full season. I was looking at the schedule. We're not doing a team more than 3 times this season, and that is something we couldn't say last season. We were hitting a lot of a lot of the same schools. This year will not be the case. We're going to be focusing on everybody in the metro. At least that's what it feels like to start the season. Obviously, things can change. But this is going to be a really exciting year in the Metro where you're going to get bangers on a night-in, night-out basis, and we've got one on the docket this evening. Kapaun hosting a really, really fun Southeast team. Taking a look at the starting lineups tonight. First for the Kapaun Crusaders on the home scoreboard, it'll be sophomore Jordan Mangu at 6'3", making his first career start. Jude Porter making his first career, Jordan Mangu is not making the start tonight. It's Jude Porter. Rocco Keller in the starting lineup. He started all of their games last season except for the state tournament games. Then it was Corey Daniels. Corey Daniels will be coming off the bench tonight. Owen Herlocker in the starting lineup. Blaze Dallion in the starting lineup. We didn't see that coming. We were told that Dallion and Mason Collins would not be available tonight, but it looks like Blaze Dallion will play. And then Corbin Johnson rounding out the 5 for Kapaun. For Wichita Southeast, it'll be Preston Din, Jaden Araujo, Colin Laws, Jamarcus Robinson, and Parker Hardgrave in the starting lineup this evening for Southeast. We've got a fun one on the docket, Wichita Southeast and Kapaun. Want to thank you so much for joining us for the Four Seasons RV pregame show. Four Seasons RV in Abilene is your premier destination for the highest quality travel trailers, fifth wheels, and toy haulers in Kansas. If you travel for sports, tailgates, or just like to kick back at the lakes, now is time to check into kansasrv.com for the best selection on closeout deals. Remember, ESPN Wichita listeners can save an additional $1,000 by mentioning ESPN. Check out kansasrv.com for the best recreational vehicles today. As we're going to pot you up, and you will hear the starting lineup introductions and the national anthem, as well as the opening prayer here from Kapaun Mount Carmel High School.
Crusaders are pleased to be your host for this varsity basketball opening game for the 2024-25 season. It features the visiting Wichita Southeast Golden Buffaloes against your Kapaun Crusaders. State administration, head coach Steve, his assistant coaches, all of the student athletes. I'd like to thank you for attending tonight's contest and for supporting high school athletics. A special free
As we get ready to rock and roll here from the Kapaun Mount Carmel gym, it is an exciting environment here at Kapaun. Appreciate John Heiss and the Kapaun administration for allowing us to be here and doing the game on YouTube. Obviously, they have their own broadcast, but appreciate all of you joining us here tonight on the YouTube page for tonight's high school game of the week. Like we said, for Southeast starters, going to be Preston Dinn, Jaden Araujo, Colin Laws, Jamarcus Robinson, and Parker Hardgrave. For Kapaun, it'll be Jude Porter, Rocco Keller, Owen Herlocker, Blaze Dallion, and Corbin Johnson. Preston Dinn, the starter.
First up for Kapaun Carmel, please welcome 6' junior guard number 2, Jude Porter.
Jude Porter, the 6' junior. Obviously a really good football player for the Crusaders. Aruja is the name.
And for PMC next is 6'5" junior forward, number 4, Rocco Keller.
Rocco Keller making his second season in the starting lineup. Interested to see what his improvement looks like. I'm not sure if there's a player with a higher ceiling on this Crusader team than that of Rocco Keller, the 6'5" junior, obviously a multi-sport athlete playing on the football field. And it's the Kapaun program that has a lot of multi-sport athletes, and he is one of them. This is a really fun matchup between two City League rivals.
Next is 6'5" sophomore forward, number 15, Blaze Dallion. Rounding out the starting five for the visitors from Wichita Southeast, 6'8" senior coach, number 40, Parker Hardgrave.
Has some really impressive length on the inside for Southeast. The 6'8" senior, Parker Hardgrave. The 6'5" senior, Jamarcus Robinson. And then off the bench, it'll be Zaid Manzour, a 6'6" junior. They got a lot of length, but also Preston Dinn and Jaden Arujo, 5'7" and 5'8" respectively. There isn't much length in the backcourt. We got about a foot of difference between the guards and the bigs for Wichita Southeast, and for Kapaun, it's length all around for the Crusaders as we get ready to tip this one off. We got a fun one on the docket this evening, and of course, if you're just joining us, we will have a shot clock, something new to the Wichita Metro, something new to the state of Kansas. A trial of sorts across the Metro. Only a certain, it had to be approved and it had to be talked about by the administration on every conference, every school. And here in the Metro, we will have a shot clock of 35 seconds in every game this season. So very excited to see that in effect. As a broadcaster, there's nothing better than a shot clock. As we wrap up the Four Seasons RV pregame show, and the tip-off about to get set, as it'll be Dallion and Hardgrave, and Dallion wins it. And Keller has it in the backcourt, and Johnson will walk it up the floor. Looking for him to be a bit more of a playmaker this season for the Crusaders as he walks it up the floor, now giving it away to Dallion. So that's Herlocker. Back to Dallion, top of the key. Jab step, drive with the right hand, going inside, and he is going to be fouled on the first play of the game. He'll go to the line for, I don't think he was going up for a shot. It looks like they'll mark him and they'll give him out of bounds, as that foul will go against Jamarcus Robinson. His first foul of the evening. And throwing it in is Keller. Lob up top. Here's Johnson, left side wing. Back out to Keller. Keller to Johnson. Johnson gets the screen, drives, almost had it pickpocketed. Now looking to drive on Hardgrave. Jump pass to the outside on a drive. Here's Keller at the short corner, leans in, now fades, left it short, no good, gets his own miss. Goes back up, and it's blocked by Hardgrave. Back into the hands of Kapaun. Head fake, pull up, Dallion at the elbow, cannot bank it in, and the rebound taken in by Preston Dinn. Up ahead of the pack. Into the transition, Hardgrave inside, it's tipped out of bounds off the hand of Rocco Keller, and we're going to see some very, very fast tempo tonight from both sides. Kapaun likes to run with their athletic guards and bigs, and Wichita Southeast, they don't really believe in crashing the glass. This is a team that wants to get ahead of the pack, and they've done it so far. As inside, layup is good. Dropped inside, and the layup finished by Parker Hardgrave. He's got 2 already, and leading the way with 2 for Southeast. Here's Herlocker with it, top of the key. Looking for help, now to Porter, right side wing. Getting a screen from Johnson. Now to Dallion, left side. Block extended, now to Johnson. Head fake, looking for help off the screen. to the left side wing. Driving is Keller. Lost it, gets it back. Now dump pass inside for Porter. Amongst the trees, can't get it to fall. Another block for Hardgrave. Here's Din ahead of the pack, going inside. Left side layup will not fall, and Dalian brings down the rebound. Tempo here from Kapaun into the front court. Porter left side with it. Now to Johnson. Thought about a three. They're hounding him on the outside. Great defense from Arujo. Fading away from the elbow. Will not fall from Johnson as he fell. Rebound by Din inside. He wants to run with it. Right side wing with it. Screen. Doesn't take it. Goes the other way instead. Goes inside. And a tie-up is going to be called. Dalian got his hand on the rock, and it's going to be a tie-up, and it'll stay Crusader basketball. As Din will throw it in, near side block. Lob inside, Jamarcus Robinson in the paint, going up. It's no good. Tries to get his own miss. It's going to go out of bounds off the hands of Dalian, and the shot clock will reset to 33. As it'll be Hardgrave to toss it in on the baseline. Set play coming up here for Southeast. Hardgrave lobs it up top for Din. 33 on the shot clock. Now to the right side, Arujo. Getting it up top for Din, and he'll reset. Left side wing with it. Here's Laws. Driving baseline. Good defense from Herlocker. Getting to the middle. Now dump off. Inside for Hardgrave. And it is going to be a foul. I believe they're going to get Keller for a body foul. And it will be Keller. He picks up his first foul. And that is the team's first as well. So Keller with the foul already in the ball game. As Hardgrave tosses it inbounds for Laws, getting it back to Hardgrave, and he dumps it in. An early four for Parker Hardgrave, and Steve Eck needs a timeout. An early burst for Southeast. They lead at 4-0 on the back of Parker Hardgrave. We'll be back in 30. It's the high school game of the week on ESPN Wichita, 92.3 FM.
Got broken or foggy windows? At the Glass Guru, we specialize in both repairing and replacing your windows. Our glass repair services can bring your windows back to life, saving you time, money, and the hassle of full window replacement. Whether it's repairing or replacing, we're your go-to glass experts. Call the Glass Guru today at 316-440-4944 or visit theglassguru.com. Mention this ad for up to $92.30 off your next service.
Restore, repair, replace. The Glass Guru.
Back here from Kapaun Mount Carmel High School, it's the high school game of the week on ESPN Wichita, 92.3 FM. Chance Lebo here joining you from the hardwood as it's Kapaun taking on Southeast. Southeast opening up a 4-0 lead thanks to 4 points early from Parker Hardgrave. Crusaders looking to bounce back here as they have struggled out of the gates on both ends. Not much flow offensively, and a lot of that because they don't have number 4 on the floor. Will Thingvall just not in the lineup for Kapaun tonight. He graduated last year, obviously, but as they'll dump it off inside for Johnson, that was the Will Thingvall play, and Johnson gets it to fall from the right side block. He's got 2. Corbin Johnson on the board for 2, the leading returning scorer for the Crusaders, gets on the board and cuts the deficit in half. Robinson picked up his dribble right side wing, and Johnson tips it out of bounds, and I think that is the effort that Coach Steve Eck was looking for from his young squad. I say young squad, there are some key seniors on this team, but only 2 starters returned from a season ago, Keller and Johnson, and Keller was kind of that 5th man, a rotational piece at best. Johnson, they're looking for him to take a big step into that alpha role offensively. Into the corner, here's Laws, getting a screen from Robinson, trying to throw it to him, and Keller gets the pickpocket. Up ahead, here's Herlocker to the corner. Porter, low block, post up for Dalian. He goes inside. Now back out for Keller, looking to drive, now looking for help to the corner. Dalian, as they forgot to reset the shot clock on the change of possessions, and that is going to be the first of many. I think if you're Steve Eck, you've got to be frustrated because your team was about to score a bucket or at least get a shot up, and now they got to figure out what they're going to reset the shot clock to. And this is definitely the pushback of those who do not want a shot clock. It's the fact that the shot clock is not easy to operate, and you have to get more personnel involved to operate the shot clock. Is now the official to the near side scorers table, and they will reset it to 25 on the shot clock. So Kapaun will get a little bit of a boost here as they'll run one of their out-of-bounds plays. And knowing Steve Eck, he is one of the best at designing plays. And this time they just lob it up top for Corbin Johnson. Pressured by Din. Johnson looking for a screen. He gets pressured again. Now Keller to the low block for Dalian with a mismatch inside on Din. Dalian can't get it to go. Rebound tipped outside to Corbin Johnson, and he's got a matchup on Hardgrave. And Johnson just not attacking right now. Now outside for Dalian. Dalian to Johnson. Johnson, head fake. One dribble, pull up three. Leaving it short. Rebound inside to Porter. Throws it back in bounds. On the deck with it is Keller. Great effort. Giving it up to Herlocker. He goes inside. His layup is good. Owen Herlocker with a pair. And we're all tied up at 4. As Din will reset. Getting a screen up top. Looking for help. They send a double at Din. Getting inside to the paint. Now looking for help as he's picked it up. Porter harassing him defensively. To the corner for Din. He'll drive with the left hand. Going baseline. Bounce pass outside. Arujo lines up a triple. Off iron will not fall. And Herlocker the board. Kapaun looking for their first lead of the night. Herlocker to the right side wing. Here's Keller lining up a three. Left it short. No good. Rebound Porter. Johnson. Head fake. Dump off inside. Here's Keller from the right block. And it is good. First points of the season for Rocco Keller and the first lead of the season for the Crusaders at 6-4. Din working offensively. Hardgrave with all 4 for Southeast. Here's Arujo getting it away. Now to the low block for Robinson. Bully ball inside, can't get it to fall, and it's off the hands of Hardgrave, and it'll go out of bounds, and it'll be Kapaun basketball. And into the game now for Kapaun is Jordan Maingu, as Dalian will hit the bench. And into the game for Wichita Southeast is Zaid Manzour, as it'll be Parker Hardgrave getting a quick breather. Johnson with it now in the backcourt. Defended in the backcourt. As getting it away. And into the hands of Herlocker to the corner for Maingu. Driving inside, layup won't fall from Keller. Put back good from Corbin Johnson. He's got 4 to lead the way for the Crusaders. And now handling it up top is Preston Din. Driving now, here's Romeo Daly into the game for the first time. 3 will not fall from Daly. And now a rebound, and on the runaway, here comes Keller. 8-4 the Kapaun lead with 2:42 to play in this first quarter. Driving is Johnson, kick out. Herlocker tries the 3 and cashes it in the corner. Owen Herlocker for 3, and a timeout called by Southeast head coach Carl Brown, and the Crusaders are on an 11-0 spurt, and a timeout needed as the Crusaders lead it 11-4 with 2.5 to play. We'll be right back. It's the high school game of the week on ESPN Wichita, 92.3 FM.
Four Seasons RV in Abilene is your premier destination for the highest quality travel trailers, fifth wheelers, and toy haulers in Kansas. If you travel for sports, tailgates, or like to kick back at the lake, now is the time to check into kansasrv.com for the best selection on closeout deals. ESPN Wichita listeners can save an additional $1,000 by mentioning ESPN. Check out kansasrv.com for the best recreational vehicles today.
Life's best moments seem to slip by too quickly. The celebrations with loved ones, the simple pleasures and cherished memories. And while you can't make those moments last longer, you can partner with a bank that provides you with reliable, accessible service and useful tools that help you save money as well as time. Because understanding there's nothing more important than your today, that's our tradition. Intrust Bank. Tradition for today. Member FDIC.
Back here from Kapaun Mount Carmel High School, it's the high school game of the week on ESPN Wichita, 92.3 FM. Crusaders leading at 11-4 in the middle of an 11-0 spurt. They control this one with 2:33 left to play in this first quarter. As Daly will inbound it, as Din has it in the backcourt, and he'll walk it up the floor. 5 on the floor for the Crusaders. Maingu, Porter, Herlocker, Johnson, and Keller. Driving inside is Din. Now outside. Driving is Romeo Daly. He pulls up from the elbow and catches it. Romeo Daly with 2. 11-6 thanks to Points off the bench from Romeo Daly. And now a block on the other end. Herlocker tried pulling up in the short corner, and it is denied by Parker Hardgrave. He's got 6 and already 3 blocks in the contest. Looking to get it inside and poked away on the runaway. A 4-on-3 as driving is Johnson. He lays it in and is fouled. That foul going against Romeo Daly. And Corbin Johnson with an early 6 for the Crusaders. And he'll have a chance to extend it here. 13-6 Kapaun with 1:54 to play in this first quarter. So Johnson with a chance to make it a 3-point play the old-fashioned way. Not the way he's used to. One of the best shooters in the state. I would chalk it up to call him the best shooter in the state as he cashes the free throw to give him 7. 14-6 the advantage for Kapaun. They're in the midst of a 14-2 run after the Steve Eck timeout. As Jamarcus Robinson checks in and Zaid Manzour checks out for Southeast. (14-6) with 1:50 to play in the first quarter. Kapaun leading it 14-6. The defending 5A champs on banner night, looking to capitalize off of their momentum from a season ago. Here's Din driving, now retreating, cannot get by Porter. As he retreats to the top of the key, doesn't take the screen, has it poked away, and it is on the deck, and with 11 seconds on the shot clock, and a jump ball is going to be called, and it will be Kapaun basketball. So Kapaun will have it now with 1:30 to play and 35 seconds on the shot clock. Porter to inbound, Johnson in the backcourt. Now Porter will walk it up the floor. Kapaun looking like they're in a set play here. And it looks like a 3-2 look defensively for Southeast. Inside, here's Herlocker, has it batted away. Another block for Hardgrave, his 4th. Now skip past the corner after the O board. 3 on the way for Porter, will not fall, and Jamarcus Robinson hauls in the rebound. And with 1:05 to play here for Southeast, can play for a potential 2-for-1. 14-6 the Kapaun lead with under a minute to play. Daly has it up top to the right side block, and it's poked away by Jordan Mangu. A turnover for Hardgrave. And Hardgrave is going to pick up a cheap foul in transition, and he was not happy with Jordan Mangu, and he just outright shoves him on the sideline. And I don't think that the 6'8 senior really had his head about him that time. Just a cheap foul that time. No need to do that. That's his first, team's third. And now with 45 seconds to play in this first quarter, pass inside to Mangu. Back outside with it is Corbin Johnson. Thought about a 3, now Dalian. Swing it all the way around to the corner. Now Mangu at the block. Takes one dribble, kick out. Johnson, head fake, steps into a 3. Off, that won't fall. Hardgrave the rebound. And a pass ahead in transition. Here's Daly. Head fake on the block. Goes up with the right hand and finishes. Actually, that's Jaden Arujo. Give him 2, and it's 14-8 Crusaders as the first quarter wrapping up, and Crusaders will hold for the final shot. What does Steve Eck have in his back pocket? High post for Mangu. 10 now in the first quarter. Dalian, head fake, driving baseline, getting to the middle. Head fake, goes back up, and Hardgrave with another block. Out ahead, 2-1, needing to get up a shot. It is good, and they, I believe, will count it. Jaden Arujo gets it to go at the buzzer, and it is 14-10 Crusaders. But don't look now, Southeast is making a run. That wraps up our first quarter. We'll be right back. It's the high school game of the week on ESPN Wichita, 92.3 FM.
Got pets that need to go outside? The Glass Guru of Wichita has the perfect solution. We install high-quality, commercial-grade pet doors through the glass in your patio door, giving your pets the freedom they need while keeping your home secure and stylish. Pets big and small, we fit them all. Call the pet door experts at the Glass Guru of Wichita at 316-440-4944 or visit theglassguru.com. Mention this ad for $92.30 off a pet.
Restore, repair, replace. The Glass Guru.
Four Seasons RV in Abilene is your premier destination for the highest quality travel trailers, fifth wheelers, and toy haulers in Kansas. If you travel for sports, tailgates, or like to kick back at the lake, now is the time to check into kansasrv.com for the best selection on closeout deals. ESPN Wichita listeners can save an additional $1,000 by mentioning ESPN. Check out kansasrv.com for the best recreational vehicles today.
Getting ready to start second quarter action as Kapaun and Southeast trading runs in this one. Kapaun started the game off cold. They trailed 4-0 early, a timeout from Steve Expert, a 14-2 run. But since then, it has been Southeast in a hurry. 14-10 our score. Leading the Crusaders in scoring is Corbin Johnson, who has 7. But defensively for Southeast, it has been Parker Hardgrave, who has 5 blocks in the first period. 4 points in the game so far, but his temper is running a little hot right now. And I think that is what Kapaun is going to try and target, as a 3 is on the way, and it will not fall from Romeo Daly, and a rebound inside for Corbin Johnson. He'll run the point here. He's got 7 to lead the way and lead all scorers. Pass inside. Dalian, kick out to Keller. Back out Johnson. They send a double at him. He swings it to the corner. Porter lines up a 3. Will not fall. All air. Backside rebound, Dalian. Dalian now looking. Now to the corner for Johnson. He'll drive baseline. Drifting through the defense and fading away from the arm of Hardgrave, and he cashes it for 2. 9 in the ball game now for Corbin Johnson as Kapaun extends their lead to 16-10. He's driving now and trapping Arujo in the corner. Pickpocketed away. Here's Rocco Keller. Up ahead to Dalian. He has it taken away. Now Jamarcus Robinson in transition. Dumping it off, and a layup is good that time for Romeo Daly. And he has come off the bench and given them a burst here with 4. Up top, here's Herlocker to the corner for Johnson. Wanted the 3. Now almost has it poked away. The emphasis defensively for Southeast is taking away Johnson. He passes it and gives a 3 to Dalian, and he will not hit it. And a rebound hauled in by Southeast, and into the front court comes Daly. Getting a high screen is Daly. They send a double at him. They trap him. Now skip, and it's going to be Jamarcus Robinson who is going to be called for the offensive foul. He shoved Corbin Johnson away that time, and for Robinson, that will be his second foul in the first of the period on Southeast. This is a very physical Southeast team. The body types, you can tell they're a little bit different from these two sides as we see Colin Laws return to action. Very different body types here from these two teams, as there's a little bit more beef on the Southeast side. And for Kapaun, a lot of length, a lot of skinny, and a lot of arms. As back into the game for the first time tonight is Ian Mboye. He checks in for Southeast as Jamarcus Robinson hits the pine with 2 fouls to his name. 16-12, the Kapaun lead here in this one. To the low block, driving inside, Reed Stuhlsatz. And a dual possession tie-up is going to be called, and it'll stay Kapaun basketball. Keller underneath will throw it in. 6:23 to play here in the first half. Kapaun leading 16-12. Keller to throw it in, gets into the corner. Stuhlsatz driving, now bounce pass to the low block, giving it back up. Here's Keller, his layup is good. Really nifty passing in the paint by Kapaun, and they now lead at 18-12 thanks to 2 from Rocco Keller. Inside with it, now kick out. Thinking about a 3 was Laws. He'll drive inside, and he'll have that swatted away with a vengeance. Owen Herlocker with the send away. And it will stay Southeast basketball after the block as Ian Mboye will check out, and back into the game for Southeast is Zaid Manzour. As Hardgrave will throw it in on the block. Up top now, here's Laws. Wants to go ISO and will drive with the left hand. Now kick out into the corner. Den drives, gets to the block. Layup will not fall. Rebound tipped around and ends up in the hands of Corbin Johnson. Johnson in transition. Now dumps it off for Keller. Keller wanted to get it back to Johnson. Now drives. Inside layup will not fall. Maybe getting a hand on it were the Buffaloes. And now up ahead of the pack. A 3 on the way from Arujo. And he cashes it. Jaden Arujo for 3. He's got 7 to lead the way for the Buffaloes. And that 3 makes it a 3-point game. Now here's Dalian, left side wing back to Johnson. To the corner for Keller, a 3-2 zone look for Southeast. To the corner for Herlocker. He head fakes, gets around the defense, and another shot blocked. That one sent away by Manzour. Up ahead of the pack and trying to get it. Up ahead to Jaden Arujo was Hardgrave, and that pass sails out of bounds and a turnover, and a potentially costly one for Southeast. As back into the game for Kapaun is Jordan Mangu. As Rocco Keller talking to the far side official. Kapaun with it now, leading 18-15 in our second period with 5:10 to play. A very fast-paced game so far tonight. As Johnson will walk out the floor, he leads the Crusaders with 9. Leads all scorers with 9. And now a three from Dalian, an ill-advised three, and it's taken on a rebound. Now in transition, another three. Arujo had that one blocked by Johnson. Now back in up top. And with it now is Din. Getting a high screen from Hardgrave. Din, head fake. Now back up top for Arujo. He drives and will pick it up and now reset. Down to 15 on the shot clock. High screen coming from Hardgrave. Laws tried to get out of it. Now Din in the corner. His three is good. We're knotted up at 18. Three-pointer for Preston Din makes it a tie ball game. His first points of the evening. 18 all here. Kapaun out of sorts against this 3-2 defense. Now a dump off inside Dalian. His layup is good. Blaze Dalian gets his first points of the season and gives Kapaun their lead back. To the corner. Three on the way for Laws for the lead. Will not fall. And a rebound inside for Dalian. Now up to the right side wing. Here's Johnson. They send a double at him. Skip. Keller. Left side wing three. He cashes it. Rocco Keller. He's got 7. And Kapaun's lead back up to 5 in a hurry. Timeout Southeast. A 30-second timeout for Carl Brown and his Buffs as we'll take a break with them. We'll be right back. It's the high school game of the week on ESPN Wichita, 92.3 FM.
Today, you're building your small business project by project. Today, every little detail matters, including your bank. Free small business checking from Intrust Bank. 0 fees and access to small business experts for additional support. Free small business checking from Intrust Bank. Tradition for today. Member FDIC.
Back here from Kapaun Mount Carmel High School, 23-18 Kapaun in a hurry. We were just knotted up at 18 moments ago, but Kapaun has extended their lead back to 5 halfway through this second quarter action here in the high school game of the week on ESPN Wichita, 92.3 FM. Chance Lebo joining you here. And I want to let you know that we will be back on the airwaves next week for the high school game of the week. It will be a fun matchup between Andover and McPherson. McPherson, the defending 4A champions. Andover, 2 years ago, the defending 5A champions. And we'll see them in action, 2 of the top 5 teams in the Metro, in my opinion. I guess I don't know how far my opinion will go in these streets, but Kapaun and Southeast, this one a 23-18 ball game and another Southeast turnover. Keller, I think this is his 3rd steal of the ball game. He goes inside and a nice dump off to Herlocker, but Herlocker wasn't ready for it, and he fumbles it, and it's on the ground, and it'll be a tie-up, and possession arrow pointing to Kapaun. It's been an impressive showing for Kapaun defensively. Really all the points that Southeast has gotten have been cheap, running in transition, trying to get free points, and they are going to need them at some point tonight. The easy buckets are hard to come by against this Crusader team that's so disciplined defensively. Southeast doesn't really crash 5 on the glass on the defensive side and allows them to get some free points on the offensive end, but also opens them up to potentially some offensive rebounds on the other end. As they bounce it in for Jude Porter, now up top for Corbin Johnson. Johnson getting a screen from Mangu, trying to dribble his way around the defense. They're going to say he stepped on the baseline, and it'll be a turnover. Jamarcus Robinson with some contact, and the Crusader fan base wanting a foul. Instead, it'll be a turnover, and the Crusaders lead it 23-18 with 3:23 remaining in this first half. Romeo Daly checking back into the ball game with 3:23 remaining, sending Jaden Arujo to the bench, who's hit some big shots in this first half. He's got 7 to lead the way for the Buffs. Left side wing, here's Daly. Up top for Laws. He lines up a 3 with confidence, and he drills it. Three-pointer, Colin Laws. And it's all of a sudden a 2-point game. First points of the night for Colin Laws, the returning leading scorer for Southeast. Mangu inside to the block. Gets tied up, and a foul is going to be called against Jamarcus Robinson. And it'll be basketball underneath for Kapaun. Southeast plays with a physicality that on a game-to-game basis might not be consistent with what the officiating likes it to be. As checking into the game is going to be Zaid Manzour. You know, any given crew might call it differently any given night. So far, they have let them play on the inside for the most part. There's probably going to be a run in this second half where it might not happen that way, as Johnson is going to get a bucket inside. That one will fall. He's in double figures with 11. Southeast did everything they could to stop him that time. They couldn't contain him, and now it's 25-21 in favor of the Crusaders. Driving inside is Hardgrave, and he walked with it. Took an extra step, and pleading with the official on the far side, thinking he was fouled. And now here Keller in transition, nobody looking. Keller will not get the fall. Porter the rebound on the offensive end, and a foul is going to be called, and it's going to go against Southeast, and it is right by the Southeast bench, and Carl Brown and his staff do not really appreciate that call. As Keller will toss it in, with Kapaun leading 25-21 with 2:35 remaining in this first half. Keller to trigger, throwing it in for Johnson. Defended up top by Daly. Johnson will drive, and he has his shot blocked. Hardgrave with his sixth block of the game. Now driving inside. Here's Laws, reverse layup. Oh my, what a finish on the other side. A nice finish from Colin Laws. It gives him 5 and trims the deficit to 2. 2:15 to play in this first half. Johnson driving to the paint. A lot of contact, no foul. Air ball on the shot. And now here comes Southeast. Den driving inside amongst the trees. Gives it up. 3 on the way. Manzour left it short, no good. Hardgrave cannot bring in the rebound, and it's into the hands of Kapaun. Johnson with the basketball in transition. Wants a screen from Mangu. Gets inside to the inside. Is blocked again. 7th block of the game for Parker Hardgrave. And it's out of bounds, and Kapaun will keep it. But Corbin Johnson, who does have a flair to be, I don't want to say, he does have a tendency to be a bit dramatic sometimes. When he drives inside, he's known to hit the deck a lot when he shoots his threes. And so far, these officials are just not having it, giving the advantage to the defense. Johnson will drive again. Now step back, taking a mid-range jumper, and that will go for Corbin Johnson. He's got 13 to extend the lead back to 4 for Kapaun. And what better way to cure some frustrations than an easy bucket for the 6'4 senior. And now almost taking it away from Preston Den. Driving inside is Hardgrave. And a timeout called here for Carl Brown. Carl Brown is going to take a 30-second timeout, and we'll take one with him. We'll be right back. It's the high school game of the week on ESPN Wichita, 92.3 FM.
Got broken or foggy windows? At The Glass Guru, we specialize in both repairing and replacing your windows. Our glass repair services can bring your windows back to life, saving you time, money, and the hassle of full window replacement. Whether it's repairing or replacing, we're your go-to glass experts. Call The Glass Guru today at 316-440-4944 or visit theglassguru.com. Mention this ad for up to $92.30 off your next service.
Restore, repair, replace. The Glass Guru.
Back here from Kapaun Mount Carmel High School, 27-23 our score as the Crusaders lead this one with 1:23 left to play in this first half. Don't forget to join us for the halftime show. We'll go through some halftime stats, look at some games around the area, and much more. That's coming up next on the halftime show, but this has been a really fun matchup between Kapaun and Southeast, one we knew would be a hotly contested affair, and it has been so tonight. Two teams trading big runs. Getting a little bit chippy here in the first game of the season. Both teams bringing a lot of physicality, as that one is going to be tipped out of bounds by Jude Porter, and it will stay with the Southeast Buffaloes. As it'll be Den triggering underneath. Trying to set up a lob inside for Hardgrave. Now Den looking for help, lobbing it up top for Laws. Back to the corner for Den. Trying to get a post up for Hardgrave. They just can't get it to him. Good help defense by Kapaun. Down to 12 on the shot clock. Up top with it now, here's Arujo. Arujo, does he know there's 8 on the shot clock? We'll see. Getting it. Wants to take a shot. He does. And it will not fall. Try to Steph Curry floater that time, and it will not fall. And now Kapaun has it with the 4-point lead and a minute to play in the first half. Dalian driving baseline amongst the trees. Now fades away. That shot is in and out, no good. Putback won't fall from Keller. And now here comes Southeast on the runaway. Din with it now. He will drive, going inside amongst the trees. Kick out. Handled by Laws. Now a kick out. Arujo, head fake. Lines up a long two. And it's cash. Jaden Arujo has stepped into a scoring role this season for Southeast, and he has 9 to lead their way. Shot clock turned off for the Crusaders with 25 to play in the first half. As they go for the steal, Arujo with some contact. Johnson wanting the foul. Keller to the corner for Porter. Herlocker. Now back outside for Keller. Kapaun wanting to hold for the final shot. Johnson to the corner for Porter. He'll drive inside. Layup will not go. Thought it was blocked. Now Keller back up. He won't get it to go. Rebound inside. Porter flings it. 3, down to 2, down to 1. Can Hardgrave get it off? He will not. He could have tied it if he got it off in time, but the shot will not count as Kapaun will control a slim lead heading into the locker rooms. 27-25, our halftime score. When we come back, it'll be the halftime show here in the high school game of the week on ESPN Wichita, 92.3 FM.
Four Seasons RV in Abilene is your premier destination for the highest quality travel trailers, fifth wheelers, and toy haulers in Kansas. If you travel for sports, tailgates, or like to kick back at the lake, now is the time to check into kansasrv.com for the best selection on closeout deals. ESPN Wichita listeners can save an additional $1,000 by mentioning ESPN. Check out kansasrv.com for the best recreational vehicles today.
Life's best moments seem to slip by too quickly. The celebrations with loved ones, the simple pleasures and cherished memories. And while you can't make those moments last longer, you can partner with a bank that provides you with reliable, accessible service and useful tools that help you save money as well as time. Because understanding there's nothing more important than your today, that's our tradition. InTrust Bank. Tradition for today. Member FDIC.
Got broken or foggy windows? At The Glass Guru, we specialize in both repairing and replacing your windows. Our glass repair services can bring your windows back to life, saving you time, money, and the hassle of full window replacement. Whether it's repairing or replacing, we're your go-to glass experts. Call The Glass Guru today at 316-440-4944 or visit theglassguru.com. Mention this ad for up to $92.30 off your next service.
Restore, repair, replace. The Glass Guru.
Welcome to the halftime show. Coming up, a recap of the first half, a look at the stats, and much more. This is the high school game of the week on Wichita's sports leader, ESPN Wichita 92.3 FM.
Back here from Kapaun Mount Carmel High School, halftime here in this one. It's 27-25 Crusaders. Corbin Johnson with 13 to lead all scorers in this one. As we are going to pull up some scores from around the area. I'm going to check out and see if there is a Derby score just yet, because that was the runner-up. That was the runner-up for our high school game of the week between Andover and Derby. As taking a look at what the score is there, doesn't look like we have a score just yet. Still checking. At the end of the first quarter, Andover led Derby 10-5. So a bit of a low-scoring game there. But for the final score in the girls' game, Andover won 57-44. Those are two of the top teams in the entire state on the women's side. And to see them in action, very intriguing matchup. Looking at the box score, courtesy of Chuck Cheney, appreciate him from the Butler County Times-Gazette. It was a 19-3 fourth quarter advantage for Andover to win 57-44. Trojans shot 48% from the free throw line. Derby shot 43% from the free throw line, and then 25 turnovers for Derby. The two teams combined to shoot, get this, 4 of 37 from 3. So not a great shooting night on either side, and not a great offensive night on either side, but still a really fun game down in Derby between Andover and Derby on the girls' side. And in the boys' side, 10-5 is the current score between Derby and Andover. Taking a look at the leading scorers through our first half of play. First for Southeast, Preston Dinn hit a 3 in that first quarter. Jaden Arujo has 9. Colin Laws has 5. Romeo Daly has 4. And then Parker Hardgrave has 4. All of them coming in the first quarter. But his impact has been felt on the defensive side, and where he has 7 blocks unofficially in that first half. For Kapaun, they are led in scoring by Corbin Johnson, who has 13. But Rocco Keller has 7 to his name. Owen Herlocker has 5, and then Blaze Dalian has 2 to help the Crusaders to a 27-25 halftime lead. When we come back, we'll preview the second half and much more here in the High School Game of the Week on ESPN Wichita, 92.3 FM.
Got pets that need to go outside? The Glass Guru of Wichita has the perfect solution. We install high-quality, commercial-grade pet doors through the glass in your patio door, giving your pets the freedom they need while keeping your home secure and stylish. Pets big and small, we fit them all. Call the pet door experts at the Glass Guru of Wichita at 316-440-4944 or visit theglassguru.com. Mention this ad for $92.30 off a pet.
Restore, repair, replace. The Glass Guru.
Four Seasons RV in Abilene is your premier destination for the highest quality travel trailers, fifth wheelers, and toy haulers in Kansas. If you travel for sports, tailgates, or like to kick back at the lake, now is the time to check into kansasrv.com for the best selection on closeout deals. ESPN Wichita listeners can save an additional $1,000 by mentioning ESPN. Check out kansasrv.com for the best recreational vehicles today.
Today, you're building your small business project by project. Today, every little detail matters, including your bank. Free small business checking from Intrust Bank. 0 fees and access to small business experts for additional support. Free small business checking from Intrust Bank. Tradition for today. Member FDIC.
Back here from Kapaun Mount Carmel High School, it's the High School Game of the Week on ESPN Wichita, 92.3 FM. Chance Lebo joining you here for what we expected to be a really intriguing matchup between an upset-happy Southeast team and the number 1 team in the preseason 5A rankings. Taking a look at those, I'm going to pull it up right here. It is a really impressive group of teams here in this. In this year's rankings. Doesn't look like KBCA has it up yet, but I know I saw it on Sports in Kansas. I'm going to pull that up right here. Bear with me here. But the preseason KBCA rankings were released a couple of days ago. Scrolling. Kapaun is the number 1 team in 5A. I knew that. Kapaun, the number 1 team in 5A, and Southeast, I'm sure they're in the receiving votes category in 6A, but taking a look at the area teams in the rankings in 6A, Wichita Heights coming in at number 2 in 6A boys, Wichita Northwest coming in at number 5 in 6A. Other ones of note in 5A, Kapaun, of course, number 1 in 5A. Andover at number 4. They will take on the number 1 team in 4A next week. McPherson will catch that one right here. And then also May South coming in at number 10 in 5A in the boys' KBCA rankings. In 4A, McPherson at number 1. No other Pratt at number 9 in 4A. Other than that, not much in 4A boys for the high school area here in Wichita. In 3A, Wichita Collegiate, the number 1 team in 3A. Cheney number 4, Heston number 5. In 2A, Moundridge number 1, Sterling number 2. In 1A, Division 1, doesn't look like anybody in the Wichita area. Central Burden coming in at number 10. That's in the listening area at least. But I think that some people are sleeping on Chapman in 4A boys. We'll keep an eye out on them all season long. But I think we're sleeping on Chapman in 4A in the KBCA rankings. But here, the number 1 team in 5A in a dogfight with the Wichita Southeast Buffaloes as we get ready to start the second half of action. It's been a fun one. 2 teams trading runs. Neither team has had a bigger lead than 9. And this has been a really interesting game. I think that talking to athletic director John Heiss, it felt like this was going to be a hotly contested battle regardless of who was suiting up on either side. Southeast is a team that they love to play up to their current opponents, whether that be they love to play up to their opponents. They took down Heights last season, the only regular season loss for the Falcons last year, and then, of course, took down Northwest in overtime. They took Kapaun down to the wire. Or no, they didn't take Kapaun down to the wire. They took East down to the wire, beating it. East went to the state tournament, so I get they finished 7-16, but East was a state tournament qualifying team. They swept East last season, 54-38, and then 66-57. Southeast is a team that is going to play a factor in a wide open city league. We know the history and the pedigree of what Wichita Heights brings to the table with Joe Auer and that staff, a very impressive group coming back. Of course, TJ Williams moving on to play at Wichita State, but still an impressive group of players back at Heights. But you never know what this league could look like. I don't think anybody expected Northwest to have the season they did last year. They get better, adding transfer DJ Brown from Southeast. And we'll have a fun one. Looking at the schedule that we have for a high school game of the week, we have some really intriguing matchups across the board. And, of course, like we said, next week it'll be Andover and McPherson. The week after that it'll be Mays South at Derby, and that will then conclude our first half of the season coverage. And then we'll get right into the nitty-gritty. Goddard at Andover Central, the GWAL AVCTL Challenge, which will likely be on YouTube. And then Northwest and Heights. We'll get to see two of the City League's best. So I'm really excited to see what the City League has to offer this year. We'll have Northwest on twice this season as we'll return to Kapaun on February 21st for Northwest at Kapaun. But just some really intriguing matchups across the board this season. And, we are restricted to only doing Friday games, but there's a lot of them across the board that are going to be really fun this season. Southeast will control the basketball coming out of the halftime break. They trail 27-25. We wanted to get Parker Hardgrave involved. They get it to him at the low post extended. Now he kicks out. Here's Laws trying to get it to the left side wing for Jaden Arujo, and it's going to go out of bounds. A turnover for Southeast on their first possession. Kapaun has done an excellent job of controlling the third quarter under Steve Eck. Coming out of the gates, they are a team that is disciplined and well coached, and the third quarter is where they show that. What do they do here against Southeast? Driving is Keller, going baseline. Layup won't fall, rebound tipped, and Jamarcus Robinson controls it. Now it's tipped, and Parker Hardgrave has it. 3-on-1 in transition. 3 on the way for Daly. Will not fall, and it's all air. Parker Hardgrave, though, gets the miss, and he goes back up, and it will not fall, but he is fouled. Parker Hardgrave to the line for 2 here. As that was Jaden Arujo that missed the 3, and he'll check out, and Romeo Daly will check in. Free throws coming up here for Parker Hardgrave, who last season was a 58% free throw shooter for Wichita South for the Titans. First one from the line for the 6'8 senior, a 3-year letter winner for Wichita South, getting an opportunity here. His first free throw off back iron will not fall. As we get a return to the lineup for Romeo Daly. Parker Hardgrave, a really impressive all-around player, playing football and basketball here for Southeast, 6'8", 270. As the second free throw is good, he goes 1 for 2 at the line. As walking up the floor will be Rocco Keller. Face guarding Corbin Johnson is Romeo Daly. The second half game plan seems to be to take Johnson away, and a foul is going to be called, and that's going to go on Jamarcus Robinson. A little bit too much contact there as Robinson picks up his 4th foul. And he'll head to the bench. And I'm sure that's not the recipe for success that Carl Brown had intended coming out of the locker room, as we'll see a return to the lineup for Zaid Manzour. As Keller will toss it in. 27-26 our score. As it's Jude Porter with it up top. Looking for help, now giving it up to Johnson to the low block. Here is Keller going to work. Now a 1-dribble pull-up for Jude Porter at the free throw line. All the way in and then all the way out. Can't get it to go, gets his own miss. Now down inside. Pass inside for Keller. A layup on the way off the dump off. It's Owen Herlocker as he gets it to fall. He's got 7 now. Herlocker with the first points of the second half for the Crusaders. They lead it 29-26. Up top now with it, pulling up. Daly, mid-range jumper, will not fall. Din fighting for the rebound, can't bring it in. Now in transition, here's Keller wanting to run. Giving it back to Johnson. Johnson right side wing looking for an ISO. Now will drive, kick out, 3 on the way. Dalian gets the roll off front iron and then gets the roll to go. Blaze Dalian gets it to fall. He's got 5 in the contest for Cape, and their lead is back up to 6. An impressive start to this third quarter for the Crusaders, coming out locked in and focused. Now Hardgrave, low block layup is good. The question was, when do they get him involved on the offensive end? Capen had done such a great job in that second quarter of neutralizing his offensive potence. And is now driving inside is Keller. Kick out Dalian. Back to Keller. Now Keller looking to drive. Retreats. Now back to Johnson. Takes a 3 from the parking lot. He gets it to fall. Corbin Johnson feeling it. He's got 16 to lead all scorers, and Capen's lead is extended to 7. Here's Din with the basketball. He's driving inside. Now giving it up. Now a lob inside to nobody. Hardgrave nowhere near that pass. Capen looking to extend their 7-point lead. Johnson another 3. Heat check in and out, all the way down and out. 35-28 the score. 5 minutes to play in this third quarter. Din with the basketball. Hardgrave trying to set a screen, and the offense just has no rhythm right now for Carl Brown and his offense. Din out of a horn set. Looking to drive, getting to the elbow. Now kick out. Here's Jaden Arujo. Looking for help, now gives it up to Laws. Small lineup on the floor for Southeast. Now off the dribble handoff. Kick out. Arujo couldn't handle it properly. Now drives inside. Hop step. Nice feed inside. Down to 3 on the shot clock. Hardgrave gives it up. Laws takes the 3, but it's after the buzzer. And a shot clock violation. Southeast all out of sorts, and a turnover there for the Buffaloes. As they'll inbound it here, and a turnover is going to be called as they inbounded it to Johnson. Herlocker, they threw it right back to him, but Herlocker had not re-established himself in bounds, and a turnover for the Crusaders. .434 to play. Capen leading Southeast 35-28. Here's Preston Din with the basketball. To the right side wing with it, now to the low block. Here is Hardgrave, goes up with the left hand, can't get it to fall, gets his own miss. Gets it again, goes back up again, and gets it to fall. He's got 9 in the contest, and it's a 5-point game. Preston Din gets it to fall. Herlocker top of the key. Now left side wing to the low block for Johnson on a post-up. Great defense from Arujo. Johnson hounded. Arujo, great defense. Johnson fading away, can't get it to fall. Rewarded that time is the great defense of Jaden Arujo. Now he gets it in transition. Now looking to drive. Might be feeling himself now. And he is going to fall out of bounds. And it's going to be a turnover. And Carl Brown is livid on the sideline right now, talking to the near side official. And he's saying, I was not in a position to make a call. And he has every reason to say that. As Capen has it, leading 35-30 with 3:45 to play. Dalian with it, now looking for help. Giving it up to Johnson, back to Dalian, head fake. Breaks the ankles of Parker Hardgrave. Now to Jude Porter, his 3 on the way. Will not fall, and Hardgrave gets the miss. And a foul is going to be called on Corbin Johnson. And Hardgrave stepped over himself. And the student section, which was right by where the play was happening, obviously going to be displaying some excitement for that one. But couldn't get the shot to fall, and it ends up being an empty possession for the Crusaders. 35-30 their lead. 3.5 to play in this third quarter. Din wanted to drive. There's just not much flow offensively, but Din will pull up from the free throw line. Will not get it to fall, and Johnson hauls in the rebound. Now to Dalian as he'll walk it up the floor. He'll hand off. No, he'll fake it. Driving baseline. And here is Charlie Barrier into the game for the first time. Now a hot pass inside. Keller with a nice find, and Herlocker with the finish. 9 for Owen Herlocker in his first career start as the Capen lead back up to 7. driving inside, and a layup is good that time. Jaden Arujo now in double figures with 11, and Southeast won't go away just yet. Blaisdellian with it, left side wing. Now to Johnson. He'll drive inside, layup on the way, and an easy two for Corbin Johnson now with 18. 39-32 Crusaders. Top of the key with it now. Arujo barking out the signals. Trying to set up a play. Defended by Charlie Barrier, the 5'11 senior. Now a pass inside for Hardgrave, and a foul is going to be called on, I believe that was Herlocker getting called for the foul. No, it's Blaisdellian called for the foul. And that'll be his first, team's third of the period. As Jordan Maingu back into the game, as is Zaid Manzour, as Dalian hits the bench. 39-32 the Kapaun lead, 2:20 to play. Parker Hardgrave to the bench now. Now a bounce pass to the backside. Trying to drive inside is Arujo. Up top, off the baseline, off the glass, and good. Jaden Arujo now with 13, and the lead back down to 5. Southeast will not go away in this ball game. Top of the key, here's Maingu. Almost had it stolen. Driving is Keller off the baseline, and that layup is good. Rocco Keller, the big X factor for this Kapaun team this season. He has now 9 in the ball game. As Din will drive amongst the trees. He'll go up. The 5'7 guard can't get it to fall, but it's going to go off the hands on the rebound that time of Zaid Manzour, and an empty possession for Southeast. They go scoreless on that one. As with a minute 46 to play in this third quarter, Kapaun leading 41-34. Johnson walking the ball up the floor. And a 2-3 zone defense is Southeast. Driving is Keller. Jump fake. He'll go inside. Layup is good. Rocco Keller with the killer instinct. And he has the lead up to 9. Largest lead for the Crusaders. And now with 11 is Rocco Keller. Driving inside is Din. Floater on the way. Left it short, no good. And rebounded. And on foot on the line that time. Trying to get it and save it from out of bounds was Jordan Maingu. And it's going to go out of bounds on a turnover. Not a turnover, but Southeast will get it right back with a minute 18 to play, trying to cut into this 9-point deficit. Kapaun has not lost in this gym to a team not named Wichita Heights since 2021. The last team to do it, Wichita Southeast. Into the corner, and a foot on the out of bounds line for Jaden Arujo, and it'll be a turnover for Southeast. So missing an opportunity there, and Kapaun will get it right back. Crusaders leading 43-34 behind an 18-point push from Corbin Johnson. They skip it to him in the corner, lines up a 3. Off front iron, no good. Rebound tipped out of bounds off the hands of Owen Herlocker. And so Southeast will have it now with a minute 4 to play. As Arujo will walk it up the floor. This is Romeo Daly. Daly looking to set up a play. Johnson extends pressure. Out of a horn set to the high post for Hardgrave. Now giving it back up, and a timeout called by Carl Brown. And that is his 4th timeout. He's got 1 left in his back pocket, and he'll need it. And he is upset with his team as they are struggling to get into an offensive rhythm now. We'll be back in 60. It's the high school game of the week on ESPN Wichita, 92.3 FM.
Got pets that need to go outside? The Glass Guru of Wichita has the perfect solution. We install high-quality, commercial-grade pet doors through the glass in your patio door, giving your pets the freedom they need while keeping your home secure and stylish. Pets big and small, we fit them all. Call the pet door experts at the Glass Guru of Wichita at 316-440-4944 or visit theglassguru.com. Mention this ad for $92.30 off a pet.
Restore, repair, replace. The Glass Guru.
Four Seasons RV in Abilene is your premier destination for the highest quality travel trailers, fifth wheelers, and toy haulers in Kansas. If you travel for sports, tailgates, or like to kick back at the lake, now is the time to check into kansasrv.com for the best selection on closeout deals. ESPN Wichita listeners can save an additional $1,000 by mentioning ESPN. Check out kansasrv.com for the best recreational vehicles today.
Back here from Cape and Mount Carmel High School, the Crusaders leading it by a game-high 9 as they have been backed up by an impressive effort from their 2 returning starters from last season. Rocco Keller has poured in 11. Corbin Johnson has added 18 to lead all scorers. It's been an impressive effort for the Crusaders here in this second half. After leading by just 2 at halftime, they've come out with an intensity in this second half. Southeast with the basketball. Now Preston Dinn lines up a 3 from the top of the key. Left it short, and a rebound inside for Hardgrave. He goes back up, and he is going to be fouled. He'll go to the line for 2 shots. I believe that's going to be Jordan Mangu picking up the harm. As it will be Jordan Mangu as he picks up his first foul, and it will send Parker Hardgrave to the line. He leads. Well, no, sorry. He is second on the team with 9 in this ball game. He's also added 7 blocks to his repertoire. First one on the way is good. 10 now in the game for Parker Hardgrave. 43-35 is the Cape in lead with 39.5 seconds remaining in this this third quarter. 10 in the ball game for Hardgrave, can make it 11 here and cut the deficit to 7. Second one on the way is too strong. Off back iron will not fall, and it stays 43-35. Johnson with the basketball, walking it up the floor. Defended out wide by Romeo Daly. In the right side corner, here's Porter giving it up to Mangu. Mangu looking for help. Now to Johnson. He'll drive inside. Layup off the left hand. Will not fall. And tipping the rebound to himself is Keller. Now a kick out. Porter lines up a 3. Way short. All air. And a rebound and a runaway for Daly. He is in front of the pack, and it's taken away by Jude Porter. And a foul is going to be called against Southeast, and it's going to go against Parker Hardgrave. And with 7.8 seconds left, Capen will have it and have an opportunity to hold for the last shot of this quarter. Second foul on Hardgrave. As they'll throw it in for Johnson. Down to 6, down to 5, 4, 3. Johnson on the right wing, 4-3 on the way. Oh my! It's cash from Corbin Johnson. Gets it to fall. He's got 21 through 3 quarters. And Capen extends their lead to 11, their largest lead of the game. No such thing as a bad shot when you're Corbin Johnson. He gets it to fall on a fadeaway tray, and it's 46-35 after 3. We'll be back for the final quarter here in the high school game of the week on ESPN Wichita, 92.3 FM.
Got broken or foggy windows? At The Glass Guru, we specialize in both repairing and replacing your windows. Our glass repair services can bring your windows back to life, saving you time, money, and the hassle of full window replacement. Whether it's repairing or replacing, we're your go-to glass experts. Call The Glass Guru today at 316-440-4944 or visit theglassguru.com. Mention this ad for up to $92.30 off your next service.
Restore, repair, replace. The Glass Guru.
Today, you are building your small business project by project. Today, every little detail matters, including your bank. Free small business checking from Intrust Bank. 0 fees and access to small business experts for additional support. Free small business checking from Intrust Bank. Tradition for today. Member FDIC.
Back from Cape, and it's 46-35. Crusaders with their largest lead of the game, thanks in large part to a 21-point pour-in from Corbin Johnson as he added to that total with a fade-away 3 in the corner to put them up 46-35 with the fourth quarter just getting underway here in our action. This looks like a box-and-one defense from Southeast as they have Jaden Arujo defending Corbin Johnson. As Mangu lost it, now back outside for Johnson. Swing pass to the corner, just past the outstretched arm of Robinson. And a 3 for Dalian puts Capen up 14. Blaze Dalian now with 8. And Capen leads 49-35 in the fourth. And now a turnover, and Mangu on the runaway. Euro step, layup on the right side is good. And Jordan Mangu is on the board. 51-35, Crusaders in a hurry. Dinn with the high screen from Robinson. They doubled Dinn, and he lost the handle, and it goes out of bounds, and another turnover for Southeast. And this would be a moment they need a timeout, but only one left for Carl Brown and his staff. 51-35 Crusaders. Johnson with 21, Herlocker with 9, Keller with 11. It has been a full team effort for the Crusaders, much like what we saw all season last year in their run to a 5A state title. A turnover for Jude Porter, and now here come Wichita Southeast with the basketball. Up top with it, driving now, is Lost. Getting to the paint, floater will not fall. Rebound inside by Corbin Johnson. And Johnson passing it up to Mangu. 3-on-3. Here's Kapaun with it. Dalian steps into a 3 on the left side wing, and he buries it. Blaze Dalian with double figures and 11, and the Crusader lead is nearing 20. 54-35 Kapaun. They have gone on a huge run here in this one. And a 3 from Din off the screen, can't bank it in. Hardgrave the rebound, his putback goes through. He's got 12 now. 54-37 Kapaun. Porter walking it up the floor. They'll send a trap at him to the corner for Keller. Keller gets doubled, trapped in the corner, and a timeout called by Steve Eck. And he is not happy with the decision-making of his offense on that possession. And they'll talk it over on the sideline, and we'll be right back. You're listening to the High School Game of the Week on ESPN Wichita, 92.3 FM.
Got pets that need to go outside? The Glass Guru of Wichita has the perfect solution. We install high-quality, commercial-grade pet doors through the glass in your patio door, giving your pets the freedom they need while keeping your home secure and stylish. Pets big and small, we fit them all. Call the pet door experts at the Glass Guru of Wichita at 316-440-4944 or visit theglassguru.com. Mention this ad for $92.30 off a pet.
Restore, repair, replace. The Glass Guru.
Back here from Kapaun Mount Carmel High School, 54-37 our score. Kapaun has been dominant here in this second half, leading at one. This game was a really tight one for a while. It was 34-39. Since then, Kapaun has gone on a 15-3 run. Another just impressive second half effort from Steve. Another 3 that time for Jamarcus Robinson. Makes it 56-40, and Kapaun has it now with the basketball. Here's Rocco Keller, and now a 3 on the way for Daly, and he's feeling himself. Will not get it to fall, and a rebound hauled in by Arujo. Up ahead of the pack, here's Robinson. Left side block layup will fall on a foul. Jamarcus Robinson with 5 here in the period. And he'll have an opportunity to make it 6 after the three-point play. 56-42. Robinson to the line, the 6'5 senior, one of the few returning starters for this Buffaloes team. They'll have an opportunity at the line to make this a 13-point game with 4:23 remaining in this fourth quarter. I have to tell you, these games fly by. These games fly by with a shot clock. As the free throw from Robinson rolls through, 6 points now for Jamarcus, as it's 56-43. And the ball's on the ground. Din fighting for it, getting it away to Johnson. Johnson dumps it ahead to Mangu. And now a 3-on-3 opportunity for Kapaun, but they'll slow it down with Rocco Keller, and he is fouled by Preston Din. That is the first foul in the period on Southeast. And Kapaun will have it with the shot clock reset to 35 with 4:12 left to play. We've been impressed by the effort from the Crusaders tonight on both ends of the floor, and especially coming out after the halftime. Steve Eck, I'm sure that was not a fun conversation to be a part of for a lot of these Kapaun players, but Steve Eck knows how to get his guys fired up and knows how to get them to play, as Kyle Kia into the game for the first time. And he'll get an opportunity on the right side block, dumps it off for Johnson. Johnson fumbled with it a little bit, now gets it back, takes a pull-up jumper, will not fall, and a rebound. Now a kick out. Here is Herlocker, and his three is good. Owen Herlocker for three. He's got 12, and Kapaun's lead back up to 16. The Twin Towers, Dalian and Herlocker, stretching the floor with some shooting, as the layup won't fall, and a foul is going to be called on the rebound. When you look at what Herlocker and Blaze Dalian have been able to do tonight, 2 threes for Herlocker, and for Dalian, he's got 3 threes in an 11-point evening. When you can have bigs that stretch the floor that much and make life miserable for defensive matchups, that's kind of what happens with a team like Kapaun. They can put you away with their shooting bigs, and I think that's going to be a trend that we see continue for this team as they lead 59-44. Back at the line, and a first free throw good for Parker Hardgrave. He's got 13 now. Second one on the way for Hardgrave. It is up, and it is good. A 2-for-2 trip for Parker Hardgrave. He leads the way for Southeast with 14. Corbin Johnson trying to fight through contact. He is fouled in the backcourt by Jaden Arujo. (59-45) our score, with 3:34 left to play. Full court man-to-man pressure from Southeast. They'll trigger it in for Herlocker. Now back to Johnson. Up ahead to Keller, and he'll slow it down. Getting a screen from Kia. Now Keller wanted to pull up from the free throw line, couldn't get it, and he throws an awry pass away, and it's hauled in by Hardgrave. And a carry is going to be called on Preston Din. And Carl Brown is frustrated. I'm not sure if it's with the officiating or with the turnover by Preston Din as they trail by 14. And another foul called in the backcourt. That's going to go against Jaden Arujo. That's his second. As Stuhlsatz will trigger in, and it'll be triggered in to Johnson. Arujo extending pressure into the backcourt, and Johnson extending into the front court. And now to Stuhlsatz, his three on the way. Left it short, no good. Kyle Kia the rebound, flying in for the Crusaders. Corbin Johnson now to the corner. Herlocker tries a three, all air, and the rebound tipped out of bounds. It'll stay Kapaun basketball off the hand of Colin Laws. 3 to play here in this one. Kapaun leading 59-45. Don't forget to join us for our Intrust Bank post-game show. Today it's time for Easy. That's why there's free checking from Intrust Bank. Tradition for today, member FDIC. As a pass going inside into the hands of Rocco Keller. And the shot clock down to 20 for Kapaun inside of 3 minutes to play. Johnson wanting the screen. Now will hesitate. Will drive. Now picking it up. Getting it to Kyle Kia. He pulls up. Has it blocked by Hardgrave. That is now 9 blocks for Hardgrave in the contest. Now in transition. Layup will fall. And Hardgrave now with 16. 59-47 the Kapaun lead with 2:33 to play. As Keller advances it to the front court. And they send pressure at him. Keller a double and a timeout called by Steve Eck. Steve Eck takes a timeout, and we'll be right back. You're listening to the High School Game of the Week on ESPN Wichita, 92.3 FM.
Today, you're building your small business, project, by project. Today, every little detail matters, including your bank. Free small business checking from Intrust Bank. 0 fees and access to small business experts for additional support. Free small business checking from Intrust Bank. Tradition for today. Member FDIC.
Four Seasons RV in Abilene is your premier destination for the highest quality travel trailers, fifth wheelers, and toy haulers in Kansas. If you travel for sports, tailgates, or like to kick back at the lake, now is the time to check into kansasrv.com for the best selection on closeout deals. ESPN Wichita listeners can save an additional $1,000 by mentioning ESPN. Check out kansasrv.com for the best recreational vehicles today.
Back here from Cape and Mount Carmel High School, 59-47 is our score. Coming out of the timeout for Steve Eck and his squad with 28 seconds on the shot clock for the Crusaders. They control the basketball and the ball game, 59-47. Don't forget to join us for the Intrust Bank post-game show. Today it's time for Easy. That's why there's free checking from Intrust Bank. Tradition for today, member FDIC. Crusaders will have it on the far sideline at midcourt. Triggering it in will be Blaze Dalian. 5 on the floor for Capen, Keller, Stuhlsatz, Johnson, and Herlocker, as well as Dalian, who triggers it into Keller. Screen from Stuhlsatz. As a handoff will go to Corbin Johnson, getting around the dribble handoff, going up amongst the trees. Rebound handled by Parker Hardgrave. Now in transition. Here is Laws going up, has his shot blocked, and it's going to go out of bounds. It'll stay Southeast basketball, blocked that time by Rocco Keller. And Hardgrave will trigger it in. Hardgrave looking to throw it in, as he wanting to lob it in for Preston Dinn, and they finally will. The 5'7" guard retrieves it. Now he'll go ISO. Inside, trying to step back amongst the trees. Now here's Hardgrave. Handing it off. Here's Arujo driving inside to the block. Layup on the way. Off front iron, no good. And a rebound is going to go tipped out of bounds. It'll be Capen basketball with under 2 minutes to play. 59-47 our score, and this one is all but over. Neither team in the bonus yet, as Dalian will walk it up the floor, defended by Robinson. Dalian getting inside, now giving it up to a cutting Herlocker. Reverse layup is good, and Owen Herlocker has 14. What an impressive effort from all of the Crusader starters. Jude Porter is scoreless, but he's made an impact defensively. Double figures for all 4 non-Porter starters for the Crusaders. And a missed 3 that time for Robinson, and the rebound handled by Dalian. Into the front court, here's Keller. Keller giving it up, here's Dalian. Dalian will back it up, and now with 20 on the shot clock, giving it up to Keller. Keller looking for help, now gives it up to Stuhlsatz, back outside, and handling it is Dalian with the screen from Herlocker, a big-on-big screen. Here's Dalian, inside, now kick out. Stuhlsatz, no, that's Keller looking for help. Johnson with 5 on the shot clock. Step back, prayer up, no good. Rebound inside by Hardgrave. And a foul is going to be called. And it's going to go against Reed Stuhlsatz. And Parker Hardgrave throwing some bows that time. And with 58 seconds left, just don't want to get anybody hurt here in this final 58 seconds of play with this game all but over. 61-47 is our score. Wichita Southeast with one more shot to score. As handling it inside, here's Hardgrave. Will go up, and he's fouled hard by Dalian, and he'll get 2 shots coming at the line. So with 51 seconds left, we'll see Hardgrave at the line. So Dalian called for the foul, and Hardgrave will have 2 shots at the line, where he's been pretty impressive tonight, 4 of 6, and he'll have 2 more shots coming up here. On the way from Hardgrave, it is up and it is good. 17 in the game for the South transfer. The 6'8 senior, 2-sport athlete, was an impressive player on the gridiron for the Buffaloes this season. It's 6'8", 270. Second one on the way from Hardgrave. He's got 17 to lead the way for Southeast, and that one is good. 18 now for Parker Hardgrave, making it 61-49. Crusaders with the basketball. Stuhlsatz will walk it up into the front court. Trap sent. Now inside, here's Dalian. Layup on the way and a free two for Blaze Dalian. That gives him 13 in the ball game. 63-49 in favor of the Crusaders. And tipped out of bounds, and it will stay Southeast basketball. As Jordan Mangu back into the game for Kapaun, as Blaze Dalian will head to the sideline. Hardgrave to trigger. And a timeout. A timeout is going to be called by Carl Brown with 36 seconds left in a 14-point deficit. He'll talk it over with his team, and we'll be right back. You're listening to the High School Game of the Week on ESPN Wichita, 92.3 FM.
Got pets that need to go outside? The Glass Guru of Wichita has the perfect solution. We install high-quality, commercial-grade pet doors through the glass in your patio door, giving your pets the freedom they need while keeping your home secure and stylish. Pets big and small, we fit them all. Call the pet door experts at the Glass Guru of Wichita at 316-440-4944 or visit theglassguru.com. Mention this ad for $92.30 off a pet.
Restore, repair, replace.
Today,
The Glass Guru.
you're building your small business project by project. Today, every little detail matters, including your bank. Free small business checking from Intrust Bank. 0 fees and access to small business experts for additional support. Free small business checking from Intrust Bank. Tradition for today. Member FDIC.
Back here from Cape and Mount Carmel High School as the Crusaders lead at 63-49 against Southeast. And don't forget to join us for the Intrust Bank postgame show. Today it's time for Easy. That's why there's free checking from Intrust Bank. Tradition for today, member FDIC. Southeast will have it underneath coming out of the timeout. 35.8 seconds left. Probably one shot remaining here for the Buffs as they look to run a set play here, as it'll be Din looking for the back door. Now he'll step back and take a three. And he'll leave it short, but he'll get the roll to go. An impressive roll that time for Preston Din. And a foul was going to be called. So Kapaun will have it now underneath after the foul. They're not in the bonus yet, as that will be now foul number 5 on Jamarcus Robinson. His night ends with 6 points and 5 fouls, as he will head to the sideline. And back into the game is Zaid Manzour for Southeast, as is Josiah Epps into the game for the first time, the 5'9 senior guard. Checking in, and we'll see what Kapaun has to do here. Leading by 11 with 26 seconds left. We'll see if they can break this press here, as they send it in, and Corbin Johnson gets it back, and a foul is going to be called. 63-52 the score, with 22 seconds left. Corbin Johnson will go back to the line for a pair. 63-52 the score. Johnson with an impressive evening so far tonight. 21 points in this one. We wanted to see what he turned into this season. I mean, he's been just one of the best shooters in the entire state as he hits the first one. He's been one of the best shooters in the entire state, and it's been impressive what he's been able to do tonight. How does he evolve from being just a shooter maybe? And it feels like he has stepped into an alpha role for this Crusader team. Him and Rocco Keller and the two Twin Tower shooters. Twin Towers and their shooting, as a missed layup there. And up ahead is Rocco Keller, and he is fouled on the layup with 7 seconds left. 64-52. And Keller will go to the line, looking to improve off of his 13-point outing tonight. Rocco Keller last season averaged 5 points as their starting 4. He's moving into a bit of a swing man role, trying to play that big 3 or small ball 4 as he hits the first free throw, which gives him 14. Second one on the way is up and in and out, no good. Mangu fighting for the rebound. He's got it. He'll go back up, and he'll give it to Keller, and he'll dump it off for Johnson, and Johnson will not take a shot. Kapaun will win this one 65-52. They hang on. Keller with an impressive performance for him, and Kapaun wins this one by a emphatic 65-52 win. When we come back, it'll be the Intrust Bank postgame show. Today it's time for Easy. That's where there's free checking from Intrust Bank. Tradition for today, member FDIC. That's coming up next here on the High School Game of the Week on ESPN Wichita, 92.3 FM.
Today, you're building your small business project by project. Today, every little detail matters, including your bank. Free small business checking from Intrust Bank. 0 fees and access to small business experts for additional support. Free small business checking from Intrust Bank. Tradition for today. Member FDIC.
Got pets that need to go outside? The Glass Guru of Wichita has the perfect solution. We install high-quality, commercial-grade pet doors through the glass in your patio door, giving your pets the freedom they need while keeping your home secure and stylish. Pets big and small, we fit them all. Call the pet door experts at the Glass Guru of Wichita at 316-440-4944 or visit theglassguru.com. Mention this ad for $92.30 off a pet.
Restore, repair, replace. The Glass Guru.
Four Seasons RV in Abilene is your premier destination for the highest quality travel trailers, fifth wheelers, and toy haulers in Kansas. If you travel for sports, tailgates, or like to kick back at the lake, now is the time to check into kansasrv.com for the best selection on closeout deals. ESPN Wichita listeners can save an additional $1,000 by mentioning ESPN. Check out kansasrv.com for the best recreational vehicles today.
Welcome to the post-game show. Coming up, a recap of the game, a look at the stats, and much more. This is the high school game of the week on Wichita's sports leader, ESPN Wichita 92.3 FM.
Back here from Cape and Mount Carmel High School, wrapping things up with the Intrust Bank postgame show. Today it's time for Easy. That's why there's free checking from Intrust Bank. Tradition for today, member FDIC. Cape wins this one 65-52, an impressive effort for the Crusaders, especially in the second half. They led by 2 at the break and then did everything in their power to put the Buffs away and win this one with an emphatic second half, especially in that late third quarter. They really went on their run thanks to an incredible shooting night from the field for the Crusaders, one of the best shooting teams in the state last season. They shot at 47% from 3 last year. It wouldn't surprise me if they were right around that area once again tonight. They were led in scoring by Corbin Johnson, who poured in 22, and then it was a balanced attack the rest of the way for the rest of the starting lineup. Rocco Keller had 14, Owen Herlocker had 14, and Blaze Dalian poured in 13 on his own. Off the bench, Jordan Mangu had 2, and Jude Porter was held scoreless in the starting lineup for Cape. And for Southeast, they were led in scoring by Parker Hardgrave, who had 14 in the second half. He had an 18.9 in total, 9 blocks unofficially to his name. Jamarcus Robinson had 6, and Colin Laws had 5. Jaden Arujo had 13, and Preston Din had 6. Next up for the Crusaders, they will move on, and they will face Wichita South on Tuesday. For Wichita Southeast, they will host Wichita West for their home opener on Tuesday. So that's coming up next for these two teams. And coming up next for us, we will be out at McPherson. We'll see the defending 4A state champions. We will see them against a top 5 team in 5A, Andover. That is going on next week, and it will be on your linear radio, the FM radio. That's where you can find it next week. Andover at McPherson next Friday. Be sure to tune in for coverage starting at 7 o'clock. We'll start the Four Seasons RV pregame show at the conclusion of the girls' basketball game, and we'll move on with coverage of the boys' basketball game. That's coming up next week. I want to say thank you so much for joining us. For Chance Lebo, thank you so much.